All right, so we're back with Athletic Arena Podcast. I'm G. We're here with Machiavelli again. Last week, we were 2 picks wrong. 2 picks wrong.
Yeah,
UMass. Who's seen UMass
nobody.
pulling that win out?
Even my homeboy texted me while the game was on and was like, "Man, what's going on?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know. I don't know. Like, hey, lightning won't strike twice, though.
I
Not
agree.
with them. Like, there's no way."
I agree. And we'll get to their game a little bit later. And then the other game we were wrong on was UTEP. And I'm going to tell you, while I was watching the game and they were giving background on the quarterback for UTEP, and they told me he was from Hobbs, New Mexico. I threw the phone down and said that pick's gone. Didn't even have to watch the game because I know how Hobbs quarterbacks are. I mean, Hobbs and Artesia just played last week, and Hobbs was number 6 in the state, and Artesia beat him like 55-6. They kicked the living shit out of him, and it was nice. Hobbs quarterbacks, they have arms, but they're not accurate.
hmm
So, I mean, yes, they can get the ball downfield to an extent, but it's not going to be on the money. If I would have knew that, if I would have known that, I would have changed your mind on that pick, and we would have been golden. But we're back with week 1, and we're going to try and do better this week.
Definitely.
We've got about 20 games that we're going to go over this week. It's going to be a good one. So the first game we're going to go over is Florida and Utah, and that game's tomorrow night. Florida is a 6.5-point underdog. What do you got on this game?
Well, I mean, they're 6.5-point underdog. Utah's a run-heavy team. Cameron Rising isn't suiting up, but it's plug and play. So mainly, I would see you can go with this either two ways. I see it being a close game either way it goes, but you can go Florida for the win, or I mean, not Florida for the win, for Utah for the win, or take the points with Florida. I mean, either way.
Yeah, I mean, money line for Utah is only 134 favorite, so it's not much. A little bit of a underdog at 114 money line, but if you take the points, you're only at 110. So you got a little bit better odds if you just take the points with Florida. And it's only a touchdown. I see it being maybe a 3-point game.
Yeah, that's pretty much what
Because
it was last year. I mean, Florida won 29-26, but I see it still being a close game.
yes, Florida's O line is a minor problem, but they're working on it. They have a solid D line and a good defense. So, like you said, the points on this game, I actually can see Utah winning this one.
Yeah, it's a toss-up game. I mean, even their coach says, he likes his team, but he sees growing pains with them because they're still making mistakes they shouldn't be making. So, I mean, we'll see how they end up at the end of the season or midway through the season. We'll have a better idea of what team they really are by then.
Yes. So for this one, I would say, and this is just me, and you had a different pick on this one when we talked about this earlier. You're saying Florida. I'm going Utah.
Well, lock it in.
Let's lock that one in. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next game. That's Thursday's game.
Yeah.
Now on to the weekend because this is gonna be a big weekend. Opening weekend. It's gonna be Saturday and Sunday, and we've got games that are gonna be good. And we're gonna start with Tennessee and Virginia. I see Tennessee opening up and just destroying Virginia.
Definitely. I mean, last year they had Herndon Hooker. I mean, they actually was number one at one point until he got hurt, and then things went downhill. I see them, pretty much going to take back off on that same track, especially with Virginia. Yeah, I don't see them doing much. And Tennessee averaged the nation's most points at 46 1 points a game. Could you imagine? Like, you just starting the game and, hey, we're going to put up 46 points a game on you, regardless.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, that's
Oh
just
yeah,
crazy.
easy. And Tennessee is bringing back Brew McCoy and Squirrel White. And Squirrel White is quick. This dude
Mhm.
has speed.
Track speed.
Yeah,
Track.
he's like Tyreek Hill cheetah speed, quick. And then Brew can break tackles. He can Tennessee likes running them quick wide receiver screens and just
Mhm.
having the receivers make a play,
Pick up.
break a tackle, and go.
Yeah.
And these two right here, they're gonna be good this year. They were good last year, but they're gonna pick it up a little bit better this year.
Mhm.
Betting lines has Tennessee favored by 28. You can bump it up to 33, 34.
I would put it 30, what, 31 and a half, just to have that little cushion. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's where I would put it.
yeah,
Just
that's what I
because
see.
I don't see Virginia doing much offensively, and Tennessee's always has defensive players that fly all over the field. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I see Tennessee's offense being way too much for Virginia's defense to even do anything, or they may stop them one or two series, but that's probably it.
If that.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, I'm gonna go Tennessee by I'll take the points by 28 on that one.
Yeah. Same thing. Easily.
Okay, now this one
Mhm.
we're gonna go over to good old Coach Harbaugh with
Whew.
Michigan. Okay, now Coach Harbaugh and another coach, I believe it's the offensive line coach.
Yeah.
They're they're,
They're gonna be
suspended.
out.
They're suspended for the first three games. But who cares? When you got a backfield like Michigan does,
Blake Corum, 15. He almost had 1,500 yards rushing. And so that's right where Bijan Robinson was. So you got to understand how crazy that is.
yeah, and then you got Donovan Edwards right back there with them playing the two. You're gonna have a
Mhm.
1-2 combo, and that's gonna be like having Adrian Peterson and Le'Veon Bell as a 1-2 combo in their primes.
Exactly.
That's gonna be deadly right there. Michigan is a 36 point favorite. Take the points.
Easily.
Easy. I mean, East Carolina, they're not gonna be able to even.
Michigan's defense, I think, will not only the Michigan's running game, but their defense is going to be like, because they're both of their leaders um, came back, Mike Morris and Junior Collison. So yeah, it's going to be, yeah.
Yeah, Michigan is returning a lot of players from last year.
Mhm.
So yes, Michigan in the points for that one. Now
Easily.
yeah, easy. So now we're gonna go to Iowa and Utah.
Utah State.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was a good one. We're gonna Iowa and Utah State. Caleb Johnson, sophomore,
Mm-hmm.
solid running back, patient. In his film, he waits. You remember how Le'Veon Bell used to wait for that
Yeah,
hole to
he used to
open?
wait for the kind of watch the hole,
Mm-hmm.
see what happens, and then take off. Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that
waits.
that's exactly what Caleb Johnson does, and I see him having a big game.
Oh yeah, especially since last year, Iowa struggled. I mean, Iowa will always have one of the top defenses. They were always, even I think with the last 5 years, they've had the top five defense every year. the main thing last year was their offense. They didn't really take off like they were supposed to,
Yeah.
especially against teams that they played. They should have like destroyed them. Instead, they barely won or they lost. And they only averaged 17 points a game, while other people, I mean, they averaged 20, 20. And the SEC, those guys, they're putting up 40 points a game on people easily. So yeah.
Yeah, I see that. I see Iowa winning. Taking the points, that's going to be a little iffy by 25, but I still see them getting the win.
It'll be right on. It'll be either close or right on. So if you want to if you could move your spread to probably, I don't know, I would say 23.5, a touchdown and pretty much a field goal, then you'll be good. I see it.
I agree with that one. I agree with that pick. All right, so we're going to go with Oklahoma and Arkansas State now.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma is favored by 35. And I actually see that one. I'm going to take Oklahoma with the points. You got Dylan Gabriel returning, and this kid has some wheels on him. What do you think?
Definitely. He can extend the plays. He can create. I mean, you go man and everybody's covered and nobody's paying attention to what he's going to take off. I mean, the good thing with Arkansas State is that Terion Sugic is back. Before he was last year, he helped a lot with the defense, even though they still had a losing season. But I don't see, Oklahoma definitely is going to take this easily.
Oh, yeah. Dylan Gabriel's going to run those RPOs, quarterback keeps, pick up 15, 20 at a time, if not break one for a big run.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got Oklahoma beating Arkansas by at least 35. If you want to push it just so that way you can gamble, go up to 38.
Yeah. I would take it at, just because of how things are, I would go at 34.5, just to cover that, touchdown spread.
Yeah, I think I took Oklahoma at like 32.5 or 33.5, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not touchdown spread. I gotta cover it at like I said, 34.5. That way you're covered.
Yeah. That's what I don't remember right off the top of my head, but I want to say I went either 32.5 or 33.5. So that's where I'm at with that one. This one I'm excited to watch. I'm actually going to watch this one as much as I can, and it's Colorado and TCU. You got Coach Prime. You got Coach Prime making his debut with Colorado. Yeah. He brought in I want to say it's like 89 new players, something like that. I know it's in the 80s.
Yeah.
From the transfer portal. He brought in his son, Shadir Jackson, from Jackson State. And then he also brought in Travis Hunter from Jackson State. And Travis Hunter has good hands. He's great at breaking tackles, good speed. He can beat you in one-on-one routes, and he can catch the deep ball. I'm going to take Colorado in the points in this one.
Yeah.
I'm taking Colorado in the points. I do not see TCU winning by 21.
I would say the same, because most of their good weapons from last year are gone.
Yeah.
TCU weapons are gone. I mean, and even, they kind of got exposed in the championship game anyway, because, the one thing they didn't do, and that's was use their speed. Like, they didn't use their speed to their advantage. They ran, every time they ran a shallow route or whatever, just across the field and threw it to a wide receiver. They pretty much ran off 20 yards every time they did that, and they went away from that. So, and those weapons are really gone. Their quarterback's gone. Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah,
I would say Colorado.
No, their quarterback is still there. Chandler Morris is returning at quarterback for TCU. Yeah, TCU is only returning 8 starters on defense. And a major overhaul on offense. The only one they pretty much kept was their quarterback.
Oh shit. Then
Yeah,
yeah, I
and
don't still don't see it.
this is what I see. You got Shadur Jackson and Travis Hunter. They already know this offense. They ran it last year. They know how
Mhm.
Coach Prime coaches. They know what they expect from him. Dude, Shadir Sanders can throw the ball 50 yards flat footed. No, there's no lie. I was watching film on this kid yesterday. What was it? A couple days ago, and
Mhm.
this dude's got a cannon. A cannon. I had to sit there and I'm like, how? Wait a minute. That's 50, 60 yards he threw that ball.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
and it's on a dot. It's not like it's too high. Wide receivers got to go up and make a play. No, it's hitting his receivers in his chest.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
stride and everything. They did that in what was it? The pretty much when they played each other, it was like a self scrimmage, and they showed that like Travis Hunter lost somebody, and it was yeah, that was that.
yeah. That's all it is. I'm that, and I've already put my bet in for this week for this weekend. I sent it to you, so you've seen it, and it does. I have Colorado
Yeah.
covering, if not winning,
Mm,
and that's hard to say with a Colorado team that only won one game last year.
yeah. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie, last year I went against them every year, every game almost. No, every game. The only game they won was Cal, which, well, Cal, when you lose a game to a team that I could go against, that means you're in a bubble with them.
right.
So yeah.
Okay. The next game we're gonna go over is Ohio State and Indiana.
Ooh.
Watch out. I'm yes, I'm a Bengals fan, but I'm not an Ohio State fan.
Yeah.
Ohio State is good at, their quarterbacks in college, but as far
Hmm.
as making it into the NFL, nah.
Yeah.
But
There's
I'm not watching quarterback play in this one.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Exactly. Marvin
Yeah.
Harrison Jr. And not only that, you also have
Marvin Harrison Jr.
yeah, Ohio State is regarded to have the best running back and wide receiver combo.
Hmm.
So I want to see what this running back can do. And Ohio State, they are going to run a dual quarterback system in this game.
Hmm.
They're not naming a starting quarterback right now. They're going to see how each one does in game time. So
Yeah.
the way I see it, Ohio State's just going to come out and murder. I mean, 30 point spread. Cool. You want to gamble? Go up to 33, 34 points.
Oh yeah. Even with that, like last year they beat them. Ohio State beat them. I mean, 56-14, but it was like the Marvin Harrison show. He went out and went crazy against them. And that team, I mean, they averaged 44 points a game with against Indiana, who struggled. I mean, the year, 2 years before, they were pretty decent. And yeah, I guess they fell
Yeah.
off with recruits, and so now it's pretty much it's a bad way to start off with going against Ohio State. But yeah, they're gonna get demolished.
Yeah. And they're already saying Marvin Harrison Sr. is already saying that Junior is probably already better than him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because I see
that's hard to believe because that's Marvin Harrison. Like,
yeah, Marvin Harrison was a great route runner, and well, his son's not only a great route runner, but a contested catcher also. Like
oh,
he
he
makes
could do it
crazy.
all.
Yeah, like it's crazy. He's like really physical when it comes to like jump balls and stuff like that. So it's yeah, I would see in that aspect. Yeah, I could see his son being better.
Yeah, I see that one. But yes, I'm going to take Ohio State by 30 in this one. 29 and a half, you can take the spread. If you want to be safe, drop the spread down to 28, 27 and a half just to cover the 28.
Yeah, 27 and a half. That's what I got it at.
Yeah, I took him at, I think I took him at 29.5 or 28.5, one of the two. I don't remember. Um, and then we'll just go over this one because it's gonna be an ass whooping in this one. And if you could put this bet in, put the bet in because it's a guaranteed win, and that's Oregon and Portland State. I'm on Bovada, and I cannot find this game yet.
Oregon State had 2 wins last year. They
You mean
oh man,
Portland State?
yeah, Portland State. They had 2 wins last year. It's gonna be bad. Like their whole, even the basketball, they're pretty bad. They were like really, really, really bad. And then you got Bo Nix, he's going for his Heisman, trophy run. So last year he had 3,500 yards passing, 3,500 yards rushing. So he's gonna try to, he's gonna try to light the sky up to make his name,
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Like I said, there's a reason I don't even have a point spread or anything right now because, like I said, on Bovada, because I'm in New Mexico, we have stupid laws right now, and we can't. I can't even use fucking DraftKings sports books right now, bro.
Okay.
But Bovada, yes. Use if y'all haven't heard of it, go to it. Hit me up. Hit me up, hit James up. We can get you guys them little bonuses, referral bonuses and all that good shit. But we're gonna go to the next game. And this is Wisconsin and Buffalo.
Horrible Buffalo.
You're gonna go Buffalo?
No, I said horrible Buffalo. I'm not going Buffalo.
I thought you said I'm going with Buffalo. I was like,
Uh, that whole
huh?
conference is like garbage. Like only Toledo rules supreme over there. Yeah, that's not a one to mess with. If it's not Toledo, I wouldn't even mess with it either way. But yeah, no, no, no. That's easy spread.
Oh yeah.
Easy spread.
I see him winning by 28. So if you take the points at 27, you should be good with Wisconsin on those ones.
Mhm.
And then our next game, I this is how I see it. We have Texas against Rice, 35-point favorite. It's Texas versus Rice.
Enough said.
That's all I mean. That's all I got for it.
That's it. That's an open and shut game. Rice, they really struggle against Texas State. So yeah, this is Texas. This is like big boy shit. So easy win for Texas.
Rice struggles with Louisiana Tech, much less a D1 school in Texas. So yes,
Yeah.
give me Texas and the points there. And then we have two games. Again, Bovada will not even let you bet on these two as of right now. And we are halfway through Wednesday. Games are tomorrow. A game starts tomorrow. Well, actually Saturday. But Notre Dame and Tennessee State and Georgia and Tennessee Martin. You want to take Notre Dame and Georgia, of course, if you can. No matter what the point spread is, point spread could be 50 and you can still take it.
I would take it. Like I see both of them. It might be 50, like they might win in between 50, I say 55 to 56 points. They might win by that much, like especially UT Martin. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that those like I said, we are not even allowed to put bets in for these games yet because they don't even have odds up for them.
Mm-hmm.
So those two, if you can, if you're on DraftKings or FanDuel or whatever you're on, wherever you do your gambling at,
Yeah,
if you have Notre Dame and Tennessee State or Georgia and Tennessee Martin, take Georgia and Notre Dame. Those are guaranteed wins.
easily.
Easy.
Not to mention Sam Hartman and Notre Dame last week against Navy. They looked amazing. Like Sam Hartman threw for 4 touchdowns, 246 yards.
Oh
They
yeah. Oh yeah.
well,
Notre Dame went wild. It
yeah,
was
I was actually, ooh, I knew they were gonna win, but not like that. And then I was just like, okay, they're dangerous.
all
They
right.
are dangerous.
Right.
They're
And if this Notre Dame team can show up to every game and not the Notre Dame team that showed up last year,
oh yeah,
Notre Dame can get into a bowl game.
I can get this to the playoffs this way.
Well, when are they going to the 8 team? Isn't it next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so we have, I believe this is the last year where it's only 4 teams, and the next year it will be 8. I don't see Notre Dame going in the top 4.
Mhm. Depending on what happens, I mean, the way they're playing. I mean, we got to see them get tested against a real ranked team first, and
Exactly.
then yeah.
That's where I'm at. I got to see Notre Dame against a good ranked team first before I can give them top 4. Because I mean, you got Alabama, Ohio State, you Georgia, and
Yeah, they're
then
going for blood this year. Like, they asked Nick Saban, they said, "How are you going to take back the SEC from Georgia?" He was like, "Oh, any team we play, we're going to beat them until they quit. So if that means we have to score 70 or 80 points against them, we will."
and it's Nick Saban. He will.
Yo, yeah, he will definitely.
So let's go to the next game. And I actually don't have anything on this one because I don't know anything about any of these two teams. I mean, it's Boise and Washington, but if you ask me, I go with Boise just because it's the bigger name school. But
Mm.
you were telling me Washington.
Washington's ranked number 10 because of Michael Penix. So Michael Penix, he actually should have been higher in the Heisman voting last year. But I mean, whatever happened, happened. But yeah, he threw for 4,600 yards, had 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and both of his wide receivers are coming back. They both each had 1,000 yards receiving. It's yeah. He's a pretty much he's a show. He's a
See,
show to watch.
it sounds like he is the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
So
Boise State, they kind of struggled last year. So it's the same with some teams, like they're supposed to do good, and then the teams they play, they supposed to win, they don't. So
mhm,
yeah, Washington doesn't play that. They pretty much they try to route you out early, and they keep it going.
yeah. So safe bet, you're gonna say 13
Mm,
and 13 and a half. Safe bet for Washington
easily.
easily.
That's I think that was an easy win.
Okay. All right. So the next one we're gonna do is UNM and Texas A&M. And that one's a
Mhm.
gimme. That one's a gimme. That one 38-point spread. What do you got on this one?
I got 39. I don't. Yeah, if they don't beat them by realistically 40, I was say 48 points. I don't see anything. I don't know what they do. They just go out there. I think they just have fun. Like, fuck it, we're out here, and just try to play. Or I don't know, but they get worked a lot. They only had 2 wins in Texas A&M. I mean, they're looking to make a statement this year. So yeah, they're gonna come out
Yes, they
first
are.
first quarter, first drive, and they're probably gonna get down the field really quick, score, try to score again and again and again. I don't see them taking their foot off the gas on,
Yeah.
especially ranked 23. No, I know, teams in college, they always try to, increase the margin. That's a good way to get ranked higher. So yeah, they have to either, I would say, cover that spread and more to get up in rankings more. So definitely.
So watching UNM football growing up, and everybody's gonna be like, well, why would you watch UNM? I'm from New Mexico. We watch this stupid shit because that's all we got.
Yeah.
UNM is trash. Their football program, trash. I don't care if they just brought in a new head coach. I don't care about any of that. Bump your spread up 40, 41. Go to 42 points if you want to. This is a guarantee. I guarantee 42-0 by halftime.
I like that one.
Like, no, I'm dead
I like
serious.
that.
This is a gimme pick. This is a guaranteed pick. UNM just does not do good in the football program. So give me Texas A&M.
Mhm.
And if you really, really want to gamble, go up to 40, 42 points. If not, just take them with the spread and you should be good. Now, our next game, the Battle of the Carolinas. This is going to be a game. Drake May
Mhm.
is a dog. Like, this dude last year dimed a lot of people up and came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Came out of nowhere and completely brought, UNC and won them some games last year.
Relevant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If UNC's defense, I see them if they can get a couple stops, maybe a turnover or two. I see you in UNC by at least 7. Take 6.5 if you can.
Oh, easily. Um, if the main thing is it's UNC's game to lose, but also, I mean, Spencer Rattler, he was supposed to be like, what, 2 years ago, they gave him the Heisman before he even won it. And then, he pretty much fell off and Caleb Williams came in, took his spot, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm transferring. I'm out of here." So he never really recovered, I don't think. Last year he did decent. I mean, he was in South Carolina. He did decent, not as good as he's supposed to be, but I mean, it's all on him.
I agree. I
And
like
even still, I don't think he has more. He's not like Drake May. Drake May's gonna light this shit up.
oh yeah. Drake May's gonna light it up. But like I said, if this defense doesn't get no stops, it will be just a
Mhm.
3-point game. But if this defense
Oh
can
yeah.
get a couple of turnovers, one or two turnovers and a few stops, Drake May will go ahead and dime it up, and I see this one 7 to 10 points easily.
Yeah, definitely. Spencer Rattler still makes mistakes, so yeah.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that one. Our next game we have Penn State and West Virginia. Penn State brought in a lot of players from the transfer portal.
Mhm.
Um, West Virginia mainly they only rush 3-man rushes. They're not doing 4 and 5-man blitzes. They're just
Yeah, just running coverage the whole time.
run 3 and drop a nickel coverage in on it in the back and don't give up the big play, the deep play.
Yeah.
But for I know I had Drew Aller, he's not good against the blitz. So if they can just blitz him,
It's a wrap.
it's over. Like,
And yeah, and the main thing with Penn State is, I mean, they blitz them, which they do. They do blitz. They have a history of, making pass rushers. That's a good thing they do have. They have great pass rushers that come from that school. But
yes.
also they run the ball a lot. And with their running back coming back, I mean, he's had over 1,200 yards last year. He's looking to up that because all the good ones, they usually around the 13, I say to 1,500 yards rushing. I see him trying to do that. And them rushing 3, easy work.
Oh yeah. That's meant, like I said, that's mainly what their defense is known for, is just rushing 3 with with their D line and then just drop everybody else back in like kind of a nickel prevent. That's not going to be enough to stop Penn State. I mean, if you're just going to drop everybody back or run the ball, pick up 5-10 yards every play. That's an
Mhm.
easy. That's another. Go ahead and give me the points with Penn State. Now, our next game, there's a lot of questions around this team. Auburn and UMass. Auburn has a
Mm.
new head coach, and they picked up 21 players from the transfer portal. They're O-line heavy.
Mhm.
They're deep as shit at running back. Their secondary should be strong. They brought in I forget the kid's name, but they brought some a defensive back from the transfer portal, and he should be good. Now the defensive line and their linebackers in the secondary, we're gonna have questions up until game time, until we can see what's going on film and against other teams. You're really not gonna know about that defense, that part of the defense at least. Auburn by 37. It is UMass. So we were wrong on them last week. Are we going to double
Ain't no
down?
way.
Are we going to double down? Should we double down on this bet? And will they?
They'll double it down on it. UMass. It's UMass, dude. I'm still taking the spread. I don't care. It's UMass. You don't break a record for the most losses in FBS history, and especially two records, like most losses in FBS history and most losses by 25 points or more. They lost 25 points or more 69 games in a row. No, I'm still doubling down. It's UMass. Basketball, I mean, it's still kind of haven't been great, I think, since Marcus Camby, but football, yeah, I'm definitely still doubling down. It's UMass. Sorry.
Nice. I want to see this running back kid, Jarquez Hunter from Auburn. Now that Tank Bigsby's gone, I've heard it's Hunter's time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid, they say he's better than Tank Bigsby. And Tank Bigsby was drafted by the Jaguars. So those are some big shoes to fill. But I've got a buddy that is a huge Auburn fan. And this dude straight up told me, watch out for Hunter. Watch Hunter this year. He's going to go off. So I'm going to take Auburn in the points. Now, with UMass, if they cover this spread, James, I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to be happy with your pick against Massachusetts 2 weeks in a row, guaranteeing wins, and then we lose them.
Auburn's going to win. If they don't cover, I swear, it's like a it would be, I don't know. I might would have to change how I think about them, but I don't think I'm going to change. Not them. Well, I mean, they had to, for me to change, they had to lose by 2 touchdowns, which I don't see happening. I mean, they beat NMSU, which, yeah, I don't see it.
Okay, that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with this one again. But I'm going to put this one down. I'm putting a star by this game so we can come back to it next week. And that's going to lead off the show. That's what we're going to start it off with next week. Next week's episode with this game to see how we did.
Yeah. I'm still against UMass. I'll be against them all day.
All right. Well, we're going to go with that one. Now, our next game, this one's going to be a little bit closer. Stanford and Hawaii. Stanford's only returning 5 players. Running backs coming off a season-ending surgery last year. And the quarterback is not going to be announced for Stanford until game time. Like, literally, you're not going to find out. No, you're not going to find out who's playing quarterback until their offense walks out onto the field.
Till game time.
Literally, game time.
Hawaii, Stanford used to be good, but I don't know what happened. And then I don't know. But last year, Hawaii was I didn't know. I was like, okay, Hawaii versus Vanderbilt was a game last year. And I was like, okay, that should be a close game. We'll see what happens. And Vanderbilt, a team who I usually pick against, I like to call, I pick a punk team, and Vanderbilt was one of them. I just watched it. I didn't bet against it or pick them, but just watched it. And Vanderbilt blew Hawaii out. They won this last week against them too. So, I mean, I want to see what they do.
But last week,
again, kind of struggling from last year. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, well, Hawaii last week, they just kept hurting themselves against Vanderbilt. Like, a lot of picks thrown, especially the late pick with 143 left. I mean, they could have won it, but that late pick just sealed it for them. Even if Stanford has so many questions, on offense, on defense, who's going to be their starting quarterback? Take the spread.
Me too.
It's 3.5. I mean,
I'm pushing it to a touch 6.5 actually, just because.
Exactly. If you're going to gamble 6.5. If you're going to play it safe, drop your spread down to 2.5. And
Exactly.
Just go for the field goal.
The field goal.
And
just go for the field goal.
I know for a fact you can drop this for a point because I was looking at it just the other day.
Yeah.
It does go down to 2.5. I'm not sure if I think the most it went up was like 5.5, maybe 6.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, they'll add more when it comes most closer to game day. But yeah, if you want to be safe with it, definitely a field goal.
Yes, that is the safest bet. And that's Stanford by a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to feel lucky, maybe take Hawaii if they don't. But that's just a gamble. That's a huge gamble.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, that's one of those, you just throw in just to say, fuck it, they might win.
Yeah, $5 and you pick all
Yeah.
dogs. You can pick all dogs like who was it? Drake did this shit. And I was like, what? He picked a team, he picked like all dogs for actually the NFL. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And it was a crazy, crazy number, but I mean, he took all dogs with the spread. So I was like, it could happen, but
You never
that
know.
one, yeah, you never know.
In the NFL, anything can happen. But we'll save NFL for next week. So next week
Yeah.
we will have 2 episodes coming out. We're gonna have college, and then we are also gonna have NFL week 1. So we'll have that set up, and we'll have both those videos ready to go for y'all next week. Now our next game is the game of the week. This game everybody's going to be tuning into. Everybody's going to be watching.
I'm watching
LSU
it.
and Florida State. LSU, if Brian Kelly can keep that Brian Kelly offense and keep the ball moving like they did last year, bro, they were a top 4 team going into the playoffs up into their last game of the season, and they lost. Only reason they didn't get into the CFP. LSU's favored by 2.5. It's only a field goal. Mason Taylor, he's one of the best tight ends. He's returning. You got 8 starters returning, 5 linemen, 3 are all-star receivers. So, I mean, LSU is just stacked on offense. And, of course, this defense is returning bulk of their defense from last year. So, playing in the same system for 2 years in a row, watch out for LSU. And I know you're a Florida State fan. I know.
I don't care what's going on. I'm taking this is just me. This is me. I'm taking Florida State -2.5. LSU, Brian Kelly, I mean, I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I'm not saying they don't have a good team, but I'm being biased actually with this pick, so I'm sticking with Florida State. That's the only reason why I'm sticking with Florida State.
I am going to say this. I did a little bit of research on Florida State, and this defense is supposed to be one of the best in the nation this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because of their coach, Norvell. If Coach Norvell can get this defense to play like they're supposed to, and I believe they have Clemson next in a couple of weeks also.
Yeah.
If they can beat LSU and Clemson, watch out for Florida State coming in out of nowhere.
Yeah, this game right here is the game of the week, and it's like the first game where it's 2 ranked teams playing each other. So
and
yeah, it's gonna be a great game.
Week 1, like who does this in week 1? Give us
nobody. Everybody else is playing.
Give us 2 of the top 10 teams right now that are ranked, and
nobody does. Most of the teams just pick teams that's gonna get fed to the wolves.
Yeah, give
like
us
lunch.
Give us a field goal point spread and run off with it. Like, this is gonna be a game, and I'm gonna take LSU. I see LSU winning by at least 7. I'll go 6.5. Bro, this Brian Kelly offense, it's not Notre Dame no more, bro. This is LSU.
I know. It's LSU, yeah.
And that's going to be.
Well, we beat them in overtime last year, so I'm still taking Florida State this year. Florida State all the time anyway.
So for the viewers, this is a toss-up game pretty much. Like, if you feel better on LSU, take LSU. If you feel better on Florida State, take Florida State. We're split on this one, and very rarely are we split on some games, but this is one game we are split on.
Exactly.
And then our final game that we're going to talk about, and it's the final game of the week, Clemson and Duke. Now, for me, if this were basketball, take Duke. But we ain't talking basketball.
It'd be Duke all day. It would be a question.
Yeah, but
Duke by 20.
We're not. This isn't basketball. Duke football is trash. Like, if you're gonna gamble, bump it up to 16.5. Give it a 17-point spread. Clemson's gonna destroy Duke. It is
exactly.
It's not gonna be a 13-point spread. Like, take the points on this game. But if you really, really want some good odds, bump it up as high as you can. Even 21. 21's got easily. This is just like the UNM game by half. 21 points.
Yeah. Clemson's got a offense. Oh my God. Like, yeah. Everything they got going on is amazing, especially since they changed quarterbacks from last year. Duke hasn't been well in, I think, 3-4 years. So definitely Clemson by as much as you can.
Yeah, that's
what
I got. Now, we just gave you guys over 20 picks. I'm going to mark them all down, and we're going to go next week. We're going to see how good we go. Now, if we go at least 17, 18 for 20, we need these follow buttons to go up.
Because the follow buttons are good anyway, not to mention shares.
Like this video, share this video. Like, all we're trying to do is help you guys win some money. This dude did it last year. This dude hit big last year. I hit last year. And this year, we're just trying to help all y'all out, make y'all a little bit of money, just like we did. So until next week, with week 2, good luck with y'all's bets for week 1, and we will see y'all next week.